Greetings students. Today we are going to learn about one of USA's leading company, Johnson & Johnson. Most of us at least once must have heard the name of the company, Johnson & Johnson. Let us know this company in a much better way. Johnson & Johnson is a US multinational medical devices, pharmaceutical and consumer packaged goods manufacturer founded in 1886. Its common stock is a component of the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the company is listed among the Fortune 500. Johnson & Johnson ranked at the top of Harris Interactive's National Corporate Reputation Survey for 7 consecutive years up to 2005, was ranked as the world's most respected company by Barron's magazine in 2008 and was the first corporation awarded the Benjamin Franklin Award for Public Diplomacy by the US State Department in 2005 for its funding of international education programs. Johnson & Johnson is headquartered in New Brunswick, New Jersey, with the consumer division being located in Skillman, New Jersey. The corporation includes some 250 subsidiary companies with operation in over 57 countries and products sold in over 175 countries. Johnson & Johnson had worldwide sales of $65 billion for the calendar year of 2011. Johnson & Johnson's brand include numerous household names of medication and first aid supplies. Among its well-known consumer products are the Band-Aid brand line of bandages, Tylenol medication, Johnson's baby products, Neutrogena skin and beauty products, Clean and Clear facial wash, and AccuView contact lenses.
At Johnson & Johnson, we have a heritage of forging strong partnerships, nurturing patients, and embracing our responsibility. A heritage of firsts, of healing wounds, of looking at healthcare differently to find innovative solutions that keep people healthy and happy. We have a heritage of being inspired by love and delivering trusted brands that strengthen human bonds and touch over 1 billion lives each day. We have a heritage of caring, and we're taking steps to ensure it lives on. We're rediscovering our past and building a brighter tomorrow. The Johnson & Johnson Museum, where over a century of history comes alive and where the world will be inspired by stories of leadership and innovation, moments of compassion, and the boundless possibilities for the future. This is what unites us. This is what makes us who we are. Johnson & Johnson.
Inspired by a speech by antiseptic advocate Joseph Lister, Robert Wood Johnson joined brothers James Wood Johnson and Edward Mitt Johnson to create a line of ready-to-use surgical dressing in 1885. The company produced its first products in 1886 and incorporated in 1887. Robert Wood Johnson served as the first president of the company. He worked to improve sanitation practices in the 19th century and lent his name to a hospital in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Upon his death in 1910, he was succeeded in the presidency by his brother James Wood Johnson until 1932 and then by his son Robert Wood Johnson II. Robert Wood Johnson, granddaughter Mary Leah Johnson Richard, was the first baby to appear on a Johnson & Johnson baby powder label. His great-grandson Jamie Johnson made a documentary called Born Rich about the experience of growing up as the heir to one of the world's greatest fortunes.
We believe that in serving those who sell our products, we serve ourselves. I am sure you agree that this philosophy is timeless.
I don't think you can separate individual behavior from corporate behavior. I at one point as a young person was conflicted about whether I wanted to go into business or not because I had some of the same things that a lot of young people have. Business thinks only about profit and not about the larger issues, and I found here's a company who does think about the larger issues, and look at how successful they are.
The credo is unique to Johnson & Johnson. It's simple. It's a basic soundness of management philosophies. You have outstanding products, you have superb quality, you do research, you look after your employees, which allows them to feel that they're a part of this family and this enterprise.
I viewed that name Johnson & Johnson as a trust mark, not a trademark. It was a trust mark because when moms and fathers use our products on their babies, they need to trust it. When people take our medicines, they need to trust it. Every good and healthy relationship is built on trust.
The credo comes to life through the character of the people that work in the corporation. It's the behavior that the 100,000+ people at Johnson & Johnson display and the character of those individuals that really brings our credo to life.
I have no question in my mind that the credo is a document that liberates creativity. It helps people to do things better than they would do them if it wasn't there.
It's respect for patients, it's respect and dignity for employees, it's respecting your community, it's respecting the shareholders. It is really what's helped drive us to the sustainable success we've had so far, and I think it will continue to drive Johnson & Johnson into the future and allow it to go on.
Current members of the board of directors of Johnson & Johnson are Mary Sue Coleman, James G. Cullen, Dominic Caruso, Michael M.E. Jones, Ann Dibble Jordan, Arnold G. Langbo, Sushant L. Linskun, Leo F. Mullen, William Paris, Christine A. Poon, Stephen S. Rain Niemand, David Stacher, and William C. Weldon. Since the 1900s, the company has pursued steady diversification. It added consumer products in the 1920s and created a separate division for surgical products in 1941, which became Ethicon. It expanded into pharmaceuticals with the purchase of Magni Laboratories Incorporation, Salak and Janssen Pharmaceutical, and into women's sanitary products and toiletries in the 1970s and 1980s. In recent years, Johnson & Johnson has expanded into such diverse areas as biopharmaceuticals, orthopedic devices, and internet publishing. Recently, Johnson & Johnson has purchased Pfizer Consumer Healthcare Department. The transaction from Pfizer to Johnson & Johnson was completed December 18, 2006. The company has historically been located on the Delaware and Ratitant Canal in New Brunswick. The company considered moving its headquarters out of New Brunswick in the 1960s but decided to stay in the town after city officials promised to gentrify downtown New Brunswick by demolishing old buildings and constructing new ones. While New Brunswick lost at least one historic edifice, the inn where Rutgers University began, to the redevelopment, the gentrification did attract people back to New Brunswick. Johnson & Johnson, along with its companies, support company-based programs that improve health and well-being. Together with its partner, they help mothers and infants survive childbirth. The company supports doctors, nurses, and local leaders as they work to provide the best medical care to their people. They also educate communities on how to reduce the risk of infection from preventable diseases. Johnson & Johnson is also known for having registered many high-profile internet domains during the early internet years, 1996 to 2000. The Johnson & Johnson internet portfolio includes 29,925 internet domains, more than most of the large internet and technology companies. The portfolio includes generic expression like babypowder.com, as well as a couple of very short domains. Juries in several U.S. states have found J&J guilty of hiding what it knew about the adverse effects of its antipsychotic medication Risperdal, produced by its unit Janssen Pharmaceuticals, in order to promote it to doctors and patients as better than cheaper generics. States that have awarded damages include Texas $158 million, South Carolina $327 million, Louisiana $258 million, and most notably Arkansas $1.2 billion, the Attorney General stated. These two companies put profits before people, and they are rightfully being held responsible for their action. However, the drug giant share price barely dipped on the announcement. In addition, the United States Department of Justice has been investigating J&J's Risperdal sales practices since 2004, and in 2010 joined a whistleblower suit against the company for illegally marketing Risperdal through Omnicare, the largest company supplying pharmaceutical drugs to nursing homes. The allegation include that J&J were warned by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) not to promote Risperdal as effective and safe for elderly patients, when in fact it is associated with early death, but they did so. In that, they in fact bribed Omnicare pharmacists tens of millions of dollars to promote the drug to care home physician for this unapproved use. A settlement has been provisionally agreed upon with J&J of around $2.2 billion for this and related allegation, with Omnicare having already settled for around $100 million. Johnson & Johnson have also been subject to congressional investigation over secret payments and misleading ghost-written articles given to leading psychiatrists promoting its products, notably professional Joseph Biderman and his Pediatric Bipolar Disorder Research Unit, which they privately stated was to move forward the commercial goals of J&J and generate and disseminate data supporting the use of risperidone in children and adolescents. So students, we got to know about the various aspects of Johnson & Johnson. Hope you must have got useful information about the company. Have a good day.